What's up you lot? It's good to see you guys' faces again. In today's video we're going to be doing a little bit of a backtrack. We're going to check out some of my photos from when I started this whole content creation photography thing. I thought it'd be good to give you guys a quick little history lesson. Primarily I am a photographer. About in 2016 I was introduced to a camera and taking photos, and then in 2017 I joined the school's photography club, and that's where I really was working with cameras and I really started understanding the whole concept of photography, and I loved it. It just like every single day my interest grew. Next thing I knew, I was watching tutorials on YouTube. And then around 2018, end of 2018, my father bought me my first camera, and that's where I slowly started building my photography business with that camera. The money that I made from jobs, I then reinvested into my business and then bought things like new lenses, new gear. That's what I've been doing for the past 3 years now. I've been putting all the money that I've gotten out of my photography back into the business, trying to grow my business, build my clientele. But yeah, without further ado, let's hop into Lightroom and let's check these photos out. So back in 2016 was my cousin's matric dance, and I wanted to go and take some photos just for the fun of it. So after my cousin walked in and I took photos of her, I started taking photos of cars. Now looking at this photo, for a start, I didn't take any of my photos in RAW. I thought JPEG was the way to go. It's unedited. So off the bat, looking at this photo, I don't know why I didn't try and like avoid these obstacles here. For example, this thing, I can't even really Photoshop that out because it goes over the wheel of the car. Like, you can't really make up something that's not there. I mean, I guess I could steal from this wheel and put it on there, but like this photo would have taken me 2 minutes to edit normally if I just moved in front of those objects. Now it's going to take me about 15 to 20 minutes because I have to sit here and Photoshop that out to make the wheel look realistic. And here we have another perfect example, a beautiful Mustang, but once again I didn't try and move. I think these are bicycle things where you can like lock your bicycle onto these like metal things so that it's safe. I don't know why I didn't try and move ahead of those, why I didn't even maybe go and stand in the road by like where this white line is, in line with that white line, so that I could get a photo of the car without having to deal with all this stuff here. One thing also that I realized looking at these photos are all of them are from like your eye view, normal standing looking down point of view. I didn't once go down onto my knees so I could be level with the headlights of the car. One thing with photography is you always want to be at level with your object or your subject, unless you're trying to go for a creative purpose. Otherwise, my parents, they went to the Lamborghini showroom here in Cape Town. They took some photos with their cameras, their phone cameras. They WhatsApped it to our family group chat. So obviously JPEG quality, and also WhatsApp down raises the quality of your images. So looking at this, just look, you're not even zooming in, you can see how horrible the quality is. This car over here, this Huracan here, is completely blown out, which is, great. And also for some reason back then, the whole thing about motivational quotes going around. So I was like, I want to make some of my own motivational quotes. Which I guess, brownie points for trying, but like this text isn't even readable. Cursive, I don't know why I chose that. This was back in 2017. This is when I joined the photography club in our school, and I just thought I was so cool that no one could touch me. I walked around the streets of my neighborhood. I found these rocks and I thought holding onto my hand would make a brilliant composed shot. Now in terms of composition, it's not too bad. You have your leading lines. I would have preferred to have shot straight down, as well as this patchy lighting which just looks absolutely horrible. You don't really know what you're looking at, to be honest. What was my ISO? 2500 in pure daylight. Now this was my idea of car photography. So here in Cape Town we have the McLaren and Aston Martin dealership. I love going there, just looking at the cars. And the one day we went to the shop, and at the back they have a parking lot that's open to the public, and they park some of their cars there sometimes. So the one weekend they parked this 570S McLaren there. I was like, now is my time to shine. I'm gonna take some banger photos here now. So looking at this, for a start, I shot at an aperture of 11. Now keep this in mind, I didn't know what aperture was back then. Auto was how I shot. 1/60th of a second. ISO 2500. Why is my aperture at 11? Just why? Look at this grain. And this is edited, by the way. It doesn't get much better than this. But I don't know why I didn't decide to Photoshop out all these like black mark and this edit. You want to buy my presets, link in the description, bro. Okay, so fast forward 3 months, I finally got my first camera. This is when my father bought me my first camera. I had some money saved up, so I bought myself a 50mm f1.4. I thought I was unstoppable. I thought the world was at my feet. Then I asked my dad, yo, let's go for a little nighttime mission. I know it says 6:30 up here, but this is an edited photo. It was taken at 11:30 at night, walking around in town. It's props for the idea and for trying, but if you look at this photo, look at that grain. It looks like snow. So I had a better idea of what I was doing with my manual settings. So 1/25 that would make sense because it's basically pitch black. But I would have taken a tripod. I would have brought like a 10 to 18 lens, and I would have made it like 2 to 3 seconds and bring my ISO back down to around 400 to 800. And bear in mind, I posted this photo on Instagram. At this time period, a lot of people were trying to get sponsored by watch companies and shoe companies and things. So I bought myself a watch, cheap, like 200 rand watch, and then I went and took a whole bunch of product photos for myself. You could see the idea was there. I actually do dig these sun flares going on between my fingers, but it just looks really weird. You know, it doesn't look, and also completely blown out sky. This was taken on an 18 to 55 stock lens. I'm pretty stoked on that I was doing these things with the kit lens. And then I did a little hiking mission with some friends. I never looked after my gear. I didn't understand the concept of having to clean lenses. I thought, you know, it was, you know, pretty tough. These lenses can, you know, deal with it. I think this is from a beach mission I did a day before, and there's all this water droplets on my camera. Props to the sun flare. If there's one thing that I've been doing today is I've been cleaning my camera gear a lot more now. Like I clean it almost once a week, at least clean my camera gear. If I know I've been in a tough environment, immediately that night I'm cleaning my gear. It is so important to keep your gear clean when you want to sell your lenses again and you're able to have like restored that quality of the years and you don't damage your lenses. You can sell it for so much more and make your money back basically on it. This photo, that's phone quality stuff right there. Bear in mind, this photo was taken with the exact same camera that is busy filming this YouTube video. Same problem again, I didn't clean the lenses. I didn't really understand what was my settings. F22 boy. Why am I shooting at an aperture of 22? I bet that C is probably in focus. I think that actually explains why it has that phone camera quality to it. And then they had a car show here in Cape Town. I took some photos of the cars. These type of photos I would never share on my Instagram purely because like there's random public, and I'd rather try and shoot a car like this by myself at a location so I can get some really creative shots. But once again, we love ourselves some lovely reflection. I swear I basically took a landscape photo. It's just the car is one giant massive mirror. This photo is a pretty sick photo though, I can't lie. This is also back from 2018. It's actually not that bad. It's quite well exposed. It's moody. It's a sick photo. I would use it as a wallpaper. You know, do you want a wallpaper? Let me know. At the same time now in my life, I was taking a lot of inspiration from other photographers, trying to copy some other photographers, trying to build on my creativity. And I saw a photo like this on Instagram and I was like, let me go and try that. This was taken on my camera on a 50mm f1.4. I knew my manual settings pretty well by then. She's holding an umbrella and the umbrella is supposed to fade into another landscape and it just didn't. It's a black umbrella for a start. But you know, we tried. That's all that's what you have to remember at the end of the day. I'm not being sarcastic now. Persevere and you will one day take really good photos. Not that this isn't a good photo, it just doesn't blend well, the two photos. And then back in 2018 as well, later, like much later in the year, my dad bought himself his first like nice car, I guess you can say. And then I was like, let me go take some photos of this car now. So we drove up to Chapman's Peak and this is the first photo I took, 1 of 85. This is exported and edited, by the way. Brilliant, bro. Look at this grain. The grain is so much it actually changed color. That is how bad I am. Oh my word. I peaked at my car photography right here. It's basically one massive flippin' mirror that I just took a photo of. What's going on with this purple tinge going on the car, blue tinge? I swear I took this dehaze slider and I just took it to +100 and the clarity to +100. Use the brush tool definitely, yeah. This is harsh daylight and you don't know what you're doing with editing and you do daylight photography. It's the result. And then at the end of 2018, me and my family went on a little excursion to Ronin, just a little family trip. Took this really nice photo of the leading lines. It's not even lined up properly, but we're gonna excuse that for the moment. You know, a nice photo of my dad walking up. I was like, listen here, this is too boring of a photo. Let's add in, of all things, a shark. Why I decided this, I don't know. You can see my blending skills here are absolutely prime quality. There's not much word to this, it's really bad. But I mean, I guess the creativity was there and the fact that I tried. I think the one thing that I've taken away from the past 4 to 5 years of doing photos is that when I started out, I was absolutely horrible. A lot of people told me I was horrible, and a part of me knew as well that I was not the best at photography. But the main reason why I kept on going on was because I enjoy it so much. When you enjoy something so much, it doesn't matter if you're good or bad at it, it's just because you enjoy it. Naturally, spending so much time over the past 4 or 5 years now with doing this, you eventually get a bit better at what you're doing. And that isn't just with photography, that's with anything that you're busy doing in life. So if there's one thing I can tell to you guys who are starting out or you're aspiring to be or you're thinking about it, it's just about starting, doing it and just keep on trying. People will tell you that you are bad and it's just about, you know, ignore them and just keep on doing what you're doing. Because as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, that's all that matters at the end of the day. But yo guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a little bit different from what I usually do. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next vid. Check me on Instagram to see some of my more recent work. Promise not all my photos are this bad. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.